Tales Stories Cottage, where all stories can be found.
The Blue Heart of the Field. One humid afternoon in the village of Sukasari, the ground began to groan and rumble. Arya was playing near her father's rice field when she heard a sound like a giant gulping for air. Suddenly, the earth collapsed, leaving a massive, jagged hole right in the center of the emerald green stalks. It was a sinkhole, deep and dark, reaching into the secrets of the earth. By the next morning, the dark void had transformed. Water, as clear and blue as a summer sky, had bubbled up from deep underground to fill the hole. It shimmered under the sun, looking like a fallen piece of the heavens. Arya brought Pak-Arti Hendra, the village leader, to see the strange sight. They stood together, mesmerized by the swirling sapphire depths. News of the blue well spread faster than a wildfire. The village elder, Ibu Riva, was the first to arrive with a clay jar. "This water came from the deep spirit of the earth," she whispered, her eyes wide with hope. "It must be magical. It must be able to heal our tired bones and soothe our spirits." She dipped her jar into the cool, still surface. Soon, a crowd gathered, but Pak-Arti Hendra held up his hands to stop the rush. "Wait, everyone," he called out. "This is not a miracle. It is a geological event. An underground river has simply found a new way to the surface." Ibu Riva clutched her jar to her chest, shaking her head. "How can something so beautiful be ordinary, Hendra?" she asked. Despite the leader's warnings, the village was gripped by blue fever. Arya watched from a distance with her friend Gilang. People arrived from the neighboring hills, carrying everything from plastic bottles to metal buckets. They formed a long, winding line, all waiting for a taste of the magic water, believing it would make them stronger and faster. Pak-Arti Hendra did not give up on the truth. He spent the afternoon kneeling by the water's edge, not to pray or drink, but to observe. He used a magnifying glass to inspect the soil and a thermometer to check the temperature. He knew that understanding the water was more important than worshiping it. Arya walked over to Ibu Riva, who was rubbing some of the water onto her sore elbow. "Does it feel different, Ibu?" Arya asked curiously. Ibu Riva paused, looking at her arm. "It is very cold and very clean, little one," she admitted. "My arm still aches, but my heart feels lighter just looking at such a pretty thing." That evening, Pak-Arti Hendra sat with Arya on the grass as the sun began to set. He showed her a map of the limestone layers beneath their village. "Nature doesn't need to be magical to be wonderful, Arya," he said gently. "The water is just water. But the fact that it found us is the real story. It's a gift of physics and time." As weeks passed, the miracle cures never happened. The fever died down, and the long lines disappeared. However, the water remained. Arya and Gilang decided to help the transition. They began planting small flowering bushes and seedlings around the edge of the sinkhole, turning the muddy perimeter into a garden. The sinkhole was no longer a hole or a mystery. It had become the Blue Heart Lake. Pak-Arti Hendra and Ibu Riva sat together on a new wooden bench by the shore. The water was still just water, hydrogen and oxygen. But as the trees grew and the birds returned to splash in the blue, everyone agreed that Pak-Arti was right. And yet, the village had never felt more magical.
All right. That's the end of the story. From the story, we can get the morale. Don't trust something that is unsure. We must see fact and observe it thoroughly first. And don't forget to always be grateful in every way. Thank you for watching, everyone. Help us to build this channel by subscribe, like and share. See you in next story.